is the income tax issue. As a taxpayer, I didn't burn down the Carlisle building, and I don't feel like I should have to pay for it. It's sat empty too long. The best thing you can do with it now is tear her down, because I see no way of saving that building. And I noticed council should have noticed some of the signs that are popping up in the city. It says, "Council must go." In my yard, I have two signs that says council and mayor must go. It's not only the council, it's the mayor. He's cost us so much money that I'll be glad when he comes up for re-election. And I hope the citizens of Chillicothe on November 3rd vote the 5 people that they can vote out that voted yes on the deer hunting issue.
Anyone else wish to address council this evening? Okay, we will move on. Old business. Council, any old business needs to be discussed, brought up? Mr. Bonner.
I'm still trying to get my bearings here from all this here, what's going on. So, give me a second. First of all,
Excuse me.
yes, I'm kind of speechless for a second. I'm sorry. As we look at the purchase of this new system for the auditor, this is a big purchase, and certainly. New system themselves, when asked what their biggest weakness was, they said price. So that makes me think, when they themselves admit price is a big weakness, I just wonder, is this the way to go? Especially, and being not a computer expert by any means, seeing it could have been overkill with that. That is a great system, top of the line, in my opinion. But do we need to go that far up the line to be that good with the computers and spend that much money? And are we going to save any money by implementing this system? Is it going to save us in our daily work, our daily cost? Will this bring any costs down, Mr. Morrissey?
Bill, anybody tells you computer systems save money, you're probably full of hot air. I remember when they talked about going to build this jail over here, and that law complex was going to save us money. Well, it sure hasn't. But the point is, it will enable us to do our job in a much improved manner, and also we can handle more deductions, and it should make it faster, and it should make it easier for the people. The system we got right now is sometimes very unwieldy, and that's the complaints you got from the departments and also from my people, because they have to deal with it. They have to deal with that department's end, they also have to deal with it themselves. But anyway, we had five submissions to that responses to that RFP. 2 of them, one of them is a company we're currently with, and they would not respond to our service calls, so I did not even look at theirs. I was not happy with the way they treated us, and that's because they've been sold 4 different times. One is out on the West Coast, in either Oregon or state of Washington. I'm not sure which. I think it was Oregon. And the other one's in the coast of Maine. Now, this one is in Michigan that we selected. The other one that we looked at, and that was the cheapest one. That was one that was out of Buffalo. But they were not quite their response was weak compared to the others. Okay. So anyway, that helps to answer your question, Billy. I hope so.
Well, thank you. And just maybe to continue with, for better or for worse, all of us have been elected to serve at least till December 31st of this year, and we have to make our decisions. We can't just stop and halt and say, hey, November 3rd's coming, and we got to wait to see the results of that. I don't, in all due respect to, in everyone's opinion, I don't think that way, because we have our duties to do till at least December 31st, and I think all of us plan on doing those. So I don't think that's a consideration, but I do think, that is a good deal of money that we're looking at this point in time. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Schultz.
you. Any other old business? Mr. Pearl?
Kind of to continue on that same vein, just wanted to say that I too was, rather impressed with some of the things that we were shown by the New World systems. It is a hefty price tag. Dealing with technology in the school systems, I was able to see how a lot of those things might work, but without having a background where I work in, let's say, the auditor's office or utilities department, I wouldn't know exactly what they would need in those departments. And although this may be a fine piece of software, and although I am always one to say, to try to plan for the future and get something that's going to be expandable, I would have really liked to see not only the auditor's office look at this, but also our other departments that are going to have a vested interest in the use of this software. Our utility software, I guess, is also being looked. The utilities department has also been looking into replacing their software. It'd be nice if, at the time that we choose to do this, if we could partner those two together. You go with this, if possible, the same software, so that there'd be greater compatibility. I just feel that we are rushing into this purchase when we don't really need to rush. That's not to say that we can't get this done in a timely fashion, but I would like to see other groups in the city take a look at this. Maybe they could sit in and see the sales pitch that New World gave council during the review session, ask questions that would be appropriate to their particular department, so that we could be assured that everyone is on the same page, everyone is supporting this, so that we have the greatest chance of success. I do want to thank the auditor and ADS for working together on bringing those prices down. Now, I understand that ADS will not be getting the bid. It'll still be going to Revolutions. Is that correct, Bill?
I really haven't even thought about that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I haven't given it consideration. I probably will give part of it to them, as long as it doesn't hurt anything, and I don't think it will.
Okay.
Because most of the comparisons were item for item.
Okay, so that
We will be using Revolution for the installation.
mhm.
Okay?
So that was a bonus, and thanks to Mrs. Ames for bringing that to our attention as well. But as I said, I think that I would like to see us perhaps table this until we have a chance to allow a committee that would be made up of department heads selected by the mayor and the auditor, perhaps a few members of council, and I believe this is something we could look at and then hopefully move on quickly, because I have no question that the software and machines that the auditor's office is currently using need replaced. I believe that if we could get this in the works so that he could have something in place either early next year or before the end of next year, it would be to the city's best interests. But I just feel that spending this money without putting on the brakes and asking some better questions would be irresponsible. I would like to make a motion that we would table these three items 6, 7, and 8.
You're going to have all three of them in the same motion? Is that appropriate, Ms. Law Director?
Yeah, Tony,
Yeah.
is that an appropriate motion to include all three items to be tabled in one motion?
No, I think you should do individual.
Do an individual. Okay. Well, then I will motion that we table item number 6.
Mrs. Lester seconds the motion.